Okay, welcome back. That's because the judges are actually... What a cliffhanger. Tired of eating curry. Who would have thought? Because they were judges, they had to sample each and every offering. And because they were from small children, because they were made to show their appreciation, they couldn't eat just a little bit of each. How terrifying. Sometimes a man values the amount more than the taste. At those times, rather than rich, mind-blowing flavor, they crave simplicity. Wise words. They couldn't say it out loud, but this was the tastiest thing they'd had today. I confirmed that by looking at their eyes as the judges smiled wryly. I'll praise your efforts, but today's contest was about curry. I'm not sure we can give a score to this. The teacher and principal had folded their arms while they pondered the situation. My underlings, seeing that, saw the small glimmer of hope fade away and grew dejected. Was this little surprise just not enough? Don't give up, Kei-chan. Excuse me, my voice today is very bad. Mion whispered quietly. That's right. If I didn't push here... No. I'll have you give it a score. If you think that curry and onigiri are really that different, you're sorely mistaken. Wait, what? Same. Huh? Mayabara-kun, what are you saying? How are they the same? The principal stopped the teacher. It looked like he was giving me one final chance. The judges, having eaten their fill, quietly waited for my statement. In its homeland of India, curry is usually eaten with a type of bread called naan, isn't it? Therefore, you could say that this cuisine we call curry rice is something that we have adopted and modified. Well, obviously. Just as the teacher said at the beginning, it's a fusion of Indian and Japanese cuisine. I know what you're trying to say, Mayabara-kun. But what does that have to do with onigiri? Indeed, it's actually very simple. Both curry and onigiri are things made to let you enjoy eating rice. Ho! Rice was introduced to Japan from ancient China. Our agricultural forebears watered the fields, fighting the elements, disease, and pests to grow and raise our rice-centric culture. Yes, the Japanese people have formulated a plethora of dishes, but those were nothing more than attempts to find ways to enjoy eating rice. In other words, tsumari, curry, and onigiri, are both the results of rice culture. It was scattered at first, but slowly grew into a steady roar. It was a thunderous applause that praised me. What on earth am I reading? Enough with the nonsense already. Exactly. I won't accept this. The teachers are only judging curry, you know? This is out of the question. It obviously deserves 0 points. Miss, Keiichi-kun did his best. Could you please acknowledge that? Today's class was supposed to be about curry. What should we do? Mion, stifling her laughter, stepped forward. There's a story about how, when a Michelin 3-star chef from France came to Japan, the people from the hotel he was staying at had a whole bunch of ingredients from France imported. But the chef didn't even give them a second glance. I wonder why that was. They were ingredients from his homeland. The chef went to the local fish market and made a dish from fresh fish caught in Japan. The culture of food isn't bound by predetermined rules. That's deep. It's culture. If you come to Japan, you meld with Japanese culture and make something new. That's how curry and onigiri are the same. Mion. She was providing fire support. I had to be grateful. The judges were somehow moved by this complicated, yet baseless, trivia. A stern look washed over the teacher's face as she refolded her arms. Mayabara-kun, your pot of curry was flipped over, wasn't it? Even though I said at the beginning to be careful. I'm sorry. But as Mayabara-kun and Sonozaki-san said, there are no boundaries in cuisine. If it's something that can amaze people, then it's not something that should be discriminated against just because of the form. What on earth am I reading? Then? For spilling your pot, minus 20 points. But, just for today, for not giving up and doing your best, plus 20 points. I'll give you 100 points. Mayabara-san, we did it! My underclassmen leapt at me. A perfect score. We did it! The curry was spilt, and our rice was taken. But we made a comeback. In the end, Rika-chan's curry also received full marks, so everybody but Lena had a perfect score. Since this contest was outside the scope of regular club activities, there wasn't any particular penalty game. Lena breathed a sigh of relief. Now then, as promised, Satoko, Rika-chan, I'll be taking your curry. But that means we won't have any lunch. Wah. Satoko stomped angrily at the ground in frustration, but the price of defeat was absolute. Is what I wanted to say, but I'll show you some mercy. You can eat half. Thank you, Keiichi. My two protégés peered over from the sidelines, tears of joy streaming from their faces. We exchanged glances that would only be understood amongst men. We did it, Mayabara-san! Ah, this is all thanks to you. We flashed each other a thumbs up. Now, I just have to give these to my pupils. I've gotten pretty hungry myself. I guess I'll have one of my onigiri. What? Huh? There was no trace of my onigiri. The ones I had set aside for myself included. As I peered around, searching for them, the principal clapped a hand on my shoulder. Gahahaha. When I was listening to that speech you gave, the rice I was chewing grew even more delicious. Gahahaha. Could it be that you also ate my share? Gahahaha. The principal simply laughed without answering. Get wrecked. Seriously? My eyes half brimming with tears and my stomach rumbling, I was called over by the teacher. Mayabara-kun, because of the circumstances, I had to give you a perfect score, but you understand, right? Huh? Understand? What? There was an odd glint in the teacher's eyes. If I had to describe it, it was curry-coloured. Indeed. Like a pot of stewing curry, her eyes whirled around in a spiral. She should probably see the doctor about that. A chill washed over me. The teacher clutched me by the shoulders and drew me in closer until our noses were almost touching. I think that's a crime. Curry is this world's most respected and sacred of dishes. I will absolutely not allow it to be put in the same category as onigiri. You hear me? Curry was created in ancient India, one of the 4 great river valley civilizations, and was raved about during the reign of King Ashoka in, I can't pronounce that, for the birth of the Shakya at the International Food Expo. Michelin twirly twirly, even the Eiffel Tower was pickled in simmering curry, turmeric, whether you are asleep or awake, curry, 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 curry. Wiser words were never spoken. Profound. Hey, Keiichi-san, what are you stumbling around for? Cleaning up is part of cooking too. No! Keiichi-kun, your eyes are all curried. Why is that? Why? Curry, curry, curry. He 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 he. Yikes. She got him, huh? It's okay. He'll be back to normal by tomorrow. Probably. It wasn't that long before hunger brought me back to my senses. Well, that was eventful. Curry. In the end, all of the onigiri was eaten by the principal, so I had to make do without lunch. Skipping lunch. I never knew the afternoon could be so long and painful. Oh, seriously. A feeling other than drowsiness made me space out. Are you alright, Keiichi-kun? That's why I said you shouldn't eat Lena's curry. As if I could eat this curry with enough salt in it to make my blood pressure rise just by looking at it. Is what I said as I initially refused. I could only regret it. The hunger. The stomachache. Well, well. You did a good job making it through. Your absolutely hopeless situation, that is. Kei-chan, you're pretty strong when you're cornered, eh? I don't need any compliments right now. I need food. Don't we all? There's something for you to eat at home, right? We don't keep snacks lying around at home. Why not? And I'm out of cup noodles right now. Ahahaha. Since you're enduring that hunger so much right now, I'm sure tonight's dinner will be really tasty. I had absolutely no intention of laughing along. Well then, I'll take my leave. I have my part-time job again today. Sigh. It's really rough when you're not used to the work. Ah, that job at the Angel Mort family restaurant, huh? That uniform, ? Was somewhat stimulating. Stars. How? Being a waitress really is hard work. Eh? Mi-chan is working as a waitress? Really? Really? What kind of place is it? How? No, I'm working at that toy store from the other day. Shion is the waitress. Ah, my bad. I completely forgot that was how it ended up being. I'm sorry. You guys look so similar, I mixed you up. Keiichi-kun? Who's Shion? Then I asked the obvious question. Mion's younger twin sister. She's got a different personality, but she's a dead ringer for Mion. That's right. We look similar, but our personalities are completely different. I'm very kind and thoughtful, but Shion has a cold and scary personality. I think that when you guys were born, Shion got all the feminine aspects. Unlike Mion, she's a cute, cheerful girl. Rude. Kei-chan! Lena interjected as her eyes darted back and forth from our exchange. Is that true? Lena's never met her. Mi-chan, did you ever tell me you had a younger sister? Shion's existence was already being exposed as a cover-up. I couldn't help Mion out here. I could only have her end this charade. Oh yeah, I still haven't introduced her to you, Lena. Ahaha, my younger sister's name is Shion. I don't know. I didn't ask. I never met her when I went to Mi-chan's house. Yeah, that. You know, I'm the only one that lives with Granny. Shion lives at the family home in Okinomiya. We're not that close, so yeah, she doesn't come here too often. Lena's face indicated she wasn't sure if she was convinced. She was usually a bit of an airhead, rude, but she was unusually sharp when it came to these kinds of things. What kinds of things? Well, it's not a lie, please believe me. As she said, yeah, I believe you, a smile suddenly blossomed on Lena's face. Lena wants to meet her. I'll go and see her sometime. What store is she working at? What store? That is... Ah, she's getting more tangled in her little web. I could tell that Mion was getting increasingly frantic. I wanted to help her out, but it was hard for an outsider to butt in on family issues. Sorry. I have to get to work. Later. Lena, Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Bishom. Unilaterally ending the conversation, Mion headed home. No matter how you looked at it, she was running away. We'll just label this one as an emergency escape. Mi-chan was kinda cute. I wonder why. Heh heh. Lena giggled in amusement. I wonder when dinner is. Would lying down be the best way to conserve energy? I sprawled in the entryway without even taking off my shoes. Bing bong! As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness, the doorbell rang. It seemed I had a guest. Come on in. It's open. I directed my listless voice at the door. Same. Good afternoon, huh? Kei-chan, what are you doing? It seemed my guest was Mion, or rather, Shion. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entryway. I mean, that's a nice outfit, I'm not gonna lie. Is that Shion? Wait, why? I thought that Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited to when Mion was at the restaurant. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here. I heard from my sister. Because of club activities today, you weren't able to eat lunch, right? Yeah, it was a lot of trouble. Satoko spilled my pot, and you stole my rice. But I'm Shion. She grew red and began to mope, as you do. That's right, she was the younger twin right now. Sorry, what's up? Did you bring something for me to eat? Oh my. It's somehow disappointing that you hit the nail right on the head, but here. With a disappointed smile. Yes, Shion held out the small bento box she had hidden behind her back. Huh? You really brought something to eat? Thanks. There was still some of the ground beef left over from what my sister brought to school. I knew it was going to be right before dinner, but I wondered if you'd want it. Am I bothering you? Not even a bit. I'm really happy. Can I really eat this? Sneaking a look inside the box, to say that she just put some of the leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside. Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in or anything, right? Jeez, I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. If you don't like it, then you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself. No, it's mine, I'll eat it. Saying that, she pouted cutely, and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. There were some times that made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, and this was undoubtedly one of those moments. I don't mind at all. I want to chow down on it with thanks from the bottom of my heart. That is an extremely strange sentence to say out loud. It's not something to be so thankful about that your nose has to run. Oh, gross. Shion, who had thought that I might not take the bento, looked down happily. There's not much, but do you want to come in? Huh? I can probably make some tea or something. Ah, sorry, maybe some other time. I'm on my way to work. Oh, that's right. She did say that before. Just rinse the box out with water and give it back to my sister tomorrow, please. Of course. It would only be the proper thing to do after being allowed to eat something that looks this delicious. Well then, I'll take my leave. Ah, one last thing. Shion grew red again as she looked down once more. During that contest with the curry, my sister took your rice without permission, right? My sister fools around too much, so sometimes she gets carried away. She wasn't doing it just to be mean. Hey, it's not like I mind that too much. There are no grudges when it comes to club activities after all. In fact, I should be the one that's thankful for all the thrills and entertainment. Could you tell that to Mion for me? Yes. I think my sister will be very happy to hear that. Well then, I have to go. Shion smiled brightly. After bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch. I'm happy, but is this really okay? I looked at the bento box she left behind. A faint warmth spread throughout the palm of my hand. If it were Mion, I could see hot sauce, mustard, maybe even a needle being mixed inside. Oh! But really, I don't think she would go so far as putting a needle in there. Oh! I opened the box once again and hesitantly tasted a bit. I took a bite, and another. There was no funny business. There was no danger at all, for it was delicious. That's right, that was Shion, not Mion, so there shouldn't have been anything to worry about. I rushed back to my room, eating as I gave my thanks. It was so delicious that my stomach could cry. Shion. No, Mion. When she heard I was so hungry I could die, she brought this over to me. It was delicious to the last bite. By the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. Yes, we just said that. I was a bit embarrassed at myself for being so skeptical. Woo! We got a new tip. Delicioso. Oh, we got an achievement. Food for thought. Hey Mion, here. What is it, Kei-chan? I thrust the bento box she'd given me yesterday at her face. It had the food you gave me in it. Thanks. It was great. Hey? Ah. Mion's face quickly flushed bright red. Hey. Now, you were the one pretending to be Shion when you gave it to me. You're gonna give it away if you get all red like that when you're being Mion. At this rate, she might trip and fall right into her own grave, so I decided to help her out. Listen, I was pretty hungry yesterday. Out of the blue, Shion came all the way to my house and gave me some food in a bento box. This is that box. Make sure you wash it out. He didn't wash it first? Rude. Right. Shion's really considerate, huh? That was so transparent. Was Mion always this terrible at lying? Her expression was different than usual, but it looked strangely cute. So, what did you think? You two are like peas in a pod. You're twins, right? Obviously, you'd look the same. Not that. Mion looked kind of bewildered, like she was waiting for a specific answer. When she said impression, maybe she didn't mean Shion, but the bento. Oh, of course. It was delicious. Really? I'd never lie about liking food. If I say something's good, then it's objectively good. You can feel free to give my recommendations to every single person you meet. Tell Shion it was seriously great, alright? Okay. Tell Shion, right? I will. I think she'll be happy. We're going along with Shion having given it to me, not Mion, aren't we? Yet her laugh, it came from deep down, and it sounded really happy. I guess she really can laugh nicely enough that just looking at her makes me feel a bit better too. A sarcastic remark made its way onto my tongue, but I swallowed it back. As Mion went to put the bento box in her bag, she noticed a clattering noise. Kei-chan, there's something inside. Huh? Wow. Ugh, she opened it. The thing inside was a little embarrassing, so I wish she hadn't opened it here. Panicking, I hid it with my hands. Well, my mother told me to put them in as thanks. I didn't come up with it or anything. Don't get the wrong idea. It's so pretty. Candy. There was a handful of candies, neatly wrapped in paper, inside the sparkly clean bento box. Wait, what? He just told her to clean it, and yet now it's sparkly clean. When I was cleaning the box out yesterday in the sink, Mum came over and interrogated me, and I fessed up as to who had given me the food. Then she told me that something like this called for a display of gratitude. I didn't want to because it was embarrassing, so I argued that it wouldn't be like me to do that. Well, that's what happened. I mean, I was so embarrassed it felt like fire might shoot out of my face. Yes, these things happen. Mion laughing the whole thing off like she usually did would be fine. But, for some reason, she was staring at the candy in the box with fascination. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank my mum. She put them in there. Besides, you're not the one I need to be thanking, right, Mion? Those are for Shion, okay? Ah, right. You're right. Okay. I'll be sure to tell Shion. I just know she'll be happy. Mion, looking a little downtrodden, put the lid back on the box. Seemed like I'd ended up saying something a little mean at the end. You big meanie, Kei-chan. Mi-chan, you look sort of cozy today. Wait, what? What does that mean? How do you look cozy? Did something happen? Did it? Perhaps she's caught a fever. Wait, what? How does looking cozy relate to catching a fever? What? The red in her face is probably due to the increased body temperature. Definitely feel like something is lost in translation here. Hey Rika, why are you petting my head? Satoko, I'm sure you'll be able to catch fevers soon enough. Oh, it's getting creepy. It's getting creepy. Alright. I might have explained this before, but phys ed at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. After some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall asleep. Wait, what? How is sleeping physical education? I'm not really sure, but doesn't the Board of Education have some sort of curriculum for this? Something like, when you're this old, you should have this amount of physical ability. I have no idea what you're saying, Keiichi-san. It's rather difficult to understand. Indeed, it really is. Well, you see, it's something like a rule for teachers to follow during class. Ahahaha. Maybe you weakling city folk need something like that. But do you really think us country-raised kids would lag behind in physical ability? You tell them. We're better athletes than you would think, Keiichi. Come to think of it, they might be right. If we all lined up for a race, there was a good chance I'd finish dead last if I didn't start off well. Let's just pray that when a brutal penalty game is at stake, the 100-meter dash isn't a club activity. On that note, I watch too much television, so I'm fantastically tired. I'll be using this time to catch up on my sleep. It's 4th period and I'm completely starved. If I don't sleep now, when will I ever? Oh, I feel that. As I began to sprawl out on top of a pipe... Wait, what? How was that comfortable? Mion grabbed me by the collar. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Do you really think I'd let you sleep in peace and quiet? Get him, Mion. Get him. With that look on your face, it'd require more courage to try and take a nap than not. Good grief. Yare yare daze. Which means, is it going to start again? Now. Just killing time with idle chit-chat until the bell rings is impossible for us hot-blooded youth, isn't it? Shall we start a club activity? Just as I thought, it's come to this. What's today's game? Now that this is happening, taking a nap is impossible. Not just that, with this sleep-deprived head of mine, I'm as good as mince meat. I have to get my brain into gear. Venna thinks that we should decide what today's penalty game should be before we start. Heh heh heh. Venna knows what's up. I've prepared something super special today. She began to announce the cruel penalty game with a grand, spinning flourish. But before she could do that... I'm sorry. I have something that I wanted to do. Of all people, it was Rika-chan announcing her non-participation. Even rare events do eventually occur. Losing her timing, Mion spun like a top as she tumbled to the ground. Yes, these are things that normal people do. What? Huh? Well, what's the matter? Are you not feeling well? Oh, that's right. Mi-chan, she has to practice for the Watanagashi. Watanagashi. That's right. It's this Sunday. Rika is in the middle of super serious training right now. I've been working too hard lately, so my arms hurt. I see. Well, there's nothing that can be done. There's no point in doing anything if we can't get everybody together. Today, let's just take it easy. I'm very sorry, but I'll try my best. Yeah, good luck. We'll be cheering you on. When Mion announced that today's club activity was cancelled, Rika-chan and Satoko headed off behind the school building. Only I was left alone, completely clueless as to what everybody was talking about. Alright, and we're going to end this episode right here. This one in particular seems to be taking a very long time to set things up. We've been going for how many hours now? Like 3-4 hours? And we're still barely getting into like what's actually happening in this chapter. I hope it starts picking up the pace a little soon, because this is one of those stories again that I really enjoy. But wow, it's taking a long time to get there. Anyway, I'll see you guys again next week. Let's find out what's happening. See you then.